Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're doing a yes or no tarot reading. You know how we do. So you can ask one question, two questions or three questions. It doesn't really matter. You can choose whatever you want to choose. So you do you, boo. My throat is really mad today. So just pre-warning. Throat is all kinds of jacked up. So yes, pole 1, pole 2 and pole 3. Ask your questions and let's get stuck all the way in. Let's see what the tarot is saying for you guys. Pole number 1. Pole number 1, this is a no. Not yet. This is a slow your roll. There seems to be like there's a lot going on for you guys. Pole number 1. Did I say gods? Guys. Damn it. My brain ain't connecting either, okay? It's fine. There seems to be a lot going on for pole number 1. You seem to be maybe possibly having sleepless nights over all of these burdens that you seem to be carrying here with the Ten of Wands. I mean, I feel like, right, with the Ten of Wands, and this is how I see the Ten of Wands, is that yes, like we've been through some shit in life, right? We all have. You know, we're not all like, you know, we've all been there, okay? We've all been there. So instead of like carrying these burdens around, I see the Ten of Wands as like a building tool, you know, like you go through these things, you experience what you experience. The job is not to carry them for the rest of your life. The job is to learn the lessons, transmute it, transform it, mold it into something and build yourself a solid foundation from everything that you've ever experienced and everything. Because I'm sorry to break it to you people, but for the rest of your life, you're going to experience stuff. You know, and you're not meant to carry these things around with you forever. You're meant to like heal from them. You're meant to learn from them, heal them, transmute them, build from them, like build the life that you want, build a solid foundation. And I know it sounds jacked up, right? Because when you look back over your life and you think to yourself, shit, okay, I went through this, and you know, some of us have been through some really like jacked up shit. And healing takes time. It takes time, and we can carry it or we can use it to really just build something great for ourselves. For me, I find it extremely frustrating that if I don't really tell people my story anymore, because people seem to get that, I'm so sorry, and I'm like, what the fuck are you sorry for? I'm not sorry. Everything that I've been through from the age of 5 up until, I don't know, recently maybe, I don't even know, you know, just like life experience. There is not one thing I am sorry for, because every single thing that broke me, every single thing that I went through, every damn thing made me who I am now. And trust me, I still got a lot to learn. We all do. Until the day I transition, everybody, yeah, including myself, we've still got a lot to learn. We think we know stuff and we don't actually know anything, you know? Like, chill out, you know? My point is, your story is not something to be sorry over. Your story is meant to be empowering. And when you tell someone your story, and, you know, people will see your story from their perspective, and that's fine, you know? But for me, I find it extremely frustrating when people say, I'm so sorry, you know, and I'm like, hold on a goddamn second. My story broke me, made me. Like, I survived every damn thing that I've ever been through. I am who I am now because of everything that I've been through. I only know love because I've never felt loved before, you know. Like, I only know how to do what I'm doing because of everything that I've been through. It's just like, you know, it's not... These burdens, this Ten of Wands, let me try and round it back up and get to the point. This Ten of Wands that you're carrying, your life experience that you're carrying on your back, don't let it break you. Don't let it break your spine. Unpack. Learn. Learn from everything that you've experienced. Take the lessons and turn them into your blessings. Build a solid foundation. Build your solid foundation within yourself. So, you know, like... if you've had a really troubled relationship before, you know, that's not meant to, like, okay, yeah, you know, it probably broke you into 1,000 pieces, but maybe you needed to be broken so you could put yourself back together the way that you needed to be put back together. You know, you're not meant to be broken into 1,000 pieces and then just left scattered all over the place. Your job and your responsibility in your life is to take responsibility for yourself, to heal, to learn, and to like put yourself back together the way you're meant to be put back together. You know, shitty relationships, they teach us what we want, what we don't want. They teach us a hell of a lot about ourselves if we're willing to do the shadow work and reflection work and stuff like that. So pile number 1, this is a no for you at the moment, but it's only because I feel like you're just carrying this burden, or burdens, right? Because there's 10 wands here. So did I say 10 of swords earlier? 10 of wands. Forgive me if I said it wrong. But yeah, like it's time to offload. It's time to take it's time to take the weight off your back. It's time to unpack. It's time to like self-reflect. Excuse me. It's time to do like shadow work. It's time to like slow down. It's time to really, you know, because if carrying this load is giving you this 9 of like swords energy, sleepless nights, stress, anxiety, depression, even when you look at this card, right, I'm gonna bring it right up to your eyesight. When you look at this card, right, this blanket, like when you look at the you probably actually can't even see the detail, but when you look at the blanket detail in the 9 of swords, it shows you all of the air signs and the colorings, like the baby pink, the baby blue, the flowers, or, you know, like it actually represents self-love. It represents self-care. It represents looking after yourself and taking care of yourself. So, okay, you may be going through the 9 of swords and the 10 of wands energy, but this Knight of Pentacles, like, he can get to where he wants to go, because you can see this man's on a mission, right? Like, he can only get to where he's going because he unpacked all of his shit. He learned his lessons, he turned them into blessings, and now he knows exactly what it is that he wants, where he wants to go, what he has to offer. But it takes all of this, unfortunately, especially if you're stubborn and like you're a fixed sign. It takes like this kind of energy to really kind of like break you and pull you apart, so that you can look at yourself and know who you are and know what you want and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, this is a no at the moment, but this, for pile number 1, this period of your life right now is all about self-reflection. It's all about healing. It's all about learning about yourself. It's all about knowing your worth. It's all about wanting to know where you want to go, because if you're feeling a bit lost, this Knight of Pentacles guy, again, he only knows where he wants to go because of this. So instead of like carrying it like the heaviest burden that ever existed, unpack it, look at it, learn from it, transmute it, transform it, turn it into your blessings, know what it is you want, what you don't want. Like, it's time to get real with yourself, pile number 1. I hate to be harsh, but, and I'm going to tell you this as well, I'm going to repeat this. Your story is nothing to feel sorry about. Your story is empowering. Your story should empower you to be the best version and to grow and to, you know, to live that life that you've always wanted for yourself. Like, none of this stuff happens because like you're hated. This stuff happens because there's a bigger purpose, a bigger meaning, a bigger thing to it. It doesn't end at carrying weight. It doesn't end at sleepless nights and bloody whatever else you want to throw in the pot. All of this stuff helps you become more clearer about who you are and what you want out of life. So, excuse me, pile number 1. So this is a no. Just, no is not negative, okay? Sometimes a no is a blessing, trust me. Sometimes no is like exactly what you need. And I feel like pile number 1, what you need right now is to really slow down, unpack, like take care of yourself, nurture yourself, learn to love yourself if you're having issues with that as well, self-worth, all of that kind of stuff. It's really time right now. And I don't know if you can hear how passionate I'm getting about this. I'm even like slamming fingers and hands down on the table. It's so flipping important to know who the hell you are, to love yourself, to get your shit together, because this is your life and you came here to fucking rock it. So let's rock, okay? Okay, pole number 1. So take this time, slow down, do your thing, learn about you, get to where you need to be so you can rock up. This card to me, this is Bay. This is Bay right here. This stability, this strength, this stamina, this like security. This guy's so secure in himself that he's not even going to move until he knows exactly what it is that he wants and where he's going. And, you know, he's not going to offer his pentacle to anybody, okay? This energy is like mad energy, but mad in a good way. Pole number 1. I'm going to wrap it up there because I feel like I'm going to start repeating myself. And if you've followed me for a long time, you know I hate repeating myself. So, moving on to pole number 2. Let's see what the tarot is saying for pole number 2. Oh gosh, loads of messages for pole number 2. Let me try and break them down. Let's get the basic bitch one out of the way first, the obvious. Relationships, okay? I want to say, I'm going to say no, because I feel like there's this barrier between this. If this is I'm going to get to the other stuff in a minute, but relationship wise, it doesn't have to be a partner, it can be family, friends, whatever the relationship is, right? You are both very stubborn people, okay? And there's a lot of like, this card for me is like ego battle. This is just a whole lot of like talk, a whole lot of ego, because no one's actually hurting anyone here. They're just all kind of like showing up and showing off, and it's very much ego. Like, my one's bigger than yours, no, my one's bigger than yours, no. And it's like fighting to be who's right and who's wrong. But listen, when you mature, yeah, when you go through what you're going through, you'll understand that communication, like debates and all that kind of stuff, is never about being right or wrong. It's never about being right or wrong. It's about understanding each other. And I feel like pole number 2, around this first message that I'm getting, it's kind of like there's a whole lot of talking and a whole heap of no listening. And it's causing a lot of conflict and ego battle between the two of you. So this could be an earth sign and a fire sign. So we've got Gemini, Libra and Aquarius. And then we have a Leo, Aries and Sagittarius. And the thing is, can you not both accept the fact that you're both amazing people? Yeah, no one's better than anyone else. Like, you're equally just as fucking amazing as each other, okay? There's no need to, like, you know, maybe this person is more physically, visually expressive than this person. Maybe you don't agree with the fact that this person shows up like royalty. Maybe you think this person a bit above themselves or whatever. And maybe this person's like, hey, like, can you just, like, you know, like, be less rigid or something? I don't know. What I actually saw was someone breaking their back, you know, like loosen up a bit, basically. And the thing is, I don't think that either of you are going to back down, because you're both kings. You're both dominant energy. And I don't even feel like it's about backing down. I feel like one of you is waiting for someone to back down. But it's not about backing down. It's actually about just like chilling the fuck out and learning that, you know, you're not enemies. And even if you pay attention, like, I'm big on like colours and stuff like that. When you look at this card, you'll see that everybody's wearing green, right? And green represents like the heart chakra. So you know that below all of this conflict and stuff that's happening between the two of you, there's a lot of love. And I feel like this battle is probably maybe even because of the amount of love you have for each other. And at the moment, like, you might be going through it with this person, which is why it's a no. But if the basis of your relationship is love, then you will overcome it, because love does conquer all. I don't give a fuck what anyone says, okay? The other message that I was getting for pole number 2 is a battle between like your head and your heart, like, and it's almost like you're talking yourself out of taking action. And it's like this King of Wands is so ready, like it's almost like, you know, right, the time is now, you know it. But I feel like this Swords energy is almost talking you out of doing the action, taking the action that you need to take. And I get it, you know, it's like old stories, conditions and stuff. You're trying to protect yourself, but what are you protecting yourself from? Like, sometimes I really think about what the ego is and what it originally was for, right? So when you look at your mind and your ego and all that kind of stuff, the most basic bitch of things, like before, you know, it got to this point where like we talk ourselves out of everything, and you know how we do, right? The way that the mind is. Ego was there to protect you from life and death situations. So maybe it's about evaluating if the situation you're in is life-threatening, because, you know, maybe you're afraid of failing, or some of us are even afraid of fucking succeeding. You know, whatever it is, whatever that fear is, like, ask yourself, like, what's the worst that can happen? Okay, you might fail, or you might succeed. Maybe you're used to failing, so succeeding scares you. Or maybe you're used to succeeding, that failing scares you. Whatever it is. Like, you at the moment, this is why it's a no. Like, you at the moment are your own worst enemy. Like, you're blocking your own blessings. Pole number 2. It's like, as well, I'm looking at these clouds here in the background, right? Like, the sky is clear. Like, the clouds look good and healthy and full and stuff like that. But this guy's just, he just looks miserable. And it's like, for what, dude? Take a look around. Like, set your mind free. Like, don't keep yourself in prison to the point where you don't actually take action. I mean, hello, do we see this energy? Do we see how grand he looks? Yeah. And also, like, speak, communicate, talk your truth, say what you got to say, you know, even if your voice shakes. What's that quote? Say what you got to say, even if your voice shakes. Yeah, I'm getting that kind of energy as well. And I keep hearing as well, like, practice makes perfect. And even if it is around, like, communication and talking and all that kind of stuff, the only way you're really going to get good at what you're doing is through practice. It's good to read a book, but if you're not physically, actively practicing, then how do you expect to be a master? Do you know what I mean? Like, you can read the same page and over and over again, but if you're not physically, actively doing it, you know, whatever it is, let's use martial arts as a thing. Like, I love martial arts. I love watching all that kind of stuff. I don't personally know if I'm talking about, like, the actual warrior type stuff. I know a little bit about Qigong and stuff, but that's about it. But the whole, like, to get to that, you know, like when you watch like fighting movies and stuff, and how pristine and clean all of their moves are, and how fascinating it is when they can do all these moves and stuff. You think they did that by reading a book? Do you know how much hard work these people put in to be able to be that clean at what they're doing? Like, come on now. Like, you have to put in the physical work. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. Pole number 2. God. Yeah. Let me know if that resonates, pole number 2, in the comment section below. And let's see what's happening with pole number 3. Oh, Lord. Wow. guess this week is going to be a bit of a mad one for everybody then. Pile number 10. Do you know what pile number 3, not pile number 2, pile number 3, excuse me. Okay, this is a yes. I know it doesn't look like it, but it is. This 3 of Swords, all of this sadness, this 10 of Swords energy, like the ending, like this 3 of Cups represents your new beginning. And I feel like it's been a long time waiting. I feel like you've had trouble shedding this skin. Maybe before you found it quite easy to, like, you know, go through the death and rebirth process where, you know, you shed your skin and you come out and da 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 and then blah 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 blah. But I feel like this one feels like it hit you a little bit too hard. And I feel that maybe pile number 3, you didn't think that you could get back up again from whatever knocked you down this last time. But here you are. You are here. And yes, you had to go through the heartbreak, and yes, it had to come to an end, but only so you could get to this 3 of Cups, to live your best life, to celebrate your life. Like, this is the freedom that you've been craving for a long time, pile number 3. I do see someone maybe stabbed you in the back, but I don't feel like that's the major message. I feel like that's just, maybe that's a part of it, but I don't feel like that's the major message. I feel like the main message here is that, you know, this is a yes, like your new, that new life, like that you've been questioning if you're going to make it. Yes, you are going to make it, pile number 3, you are. Yeah, you're coming out of this. Like, the 10 of Swords does represent an ending, but it also represents a new beginning, and this 3 of Cups here is your new beginning, and it's going to be a hell of a lot better than anything you've ever had before. Just saying, be prepared for greatness, pile number 3. So although this looks like a no, this is actually a yes. You've come to the end, and now, like, the rebirth, like the skin has been shed, and you may feel vulnerable, you may feel like you're questioning your whole entire life's existence, but that's all a part of the process. Because if you don't ask questions and you don't grow and you don't do all of that stuff that, you know, people really don't want to do because it's like murky and dark, and like it's paying off, and your new life, it does await you. You may have some residue still. You may yeah. You may have to clean up a little bit and wrap stuff up and bandage yourself here and there and whatever else. But yeah, you are going to make it through. You are going to get to the other side of this, and it's sooner than you think. I feel like maybe you're so deep in hurt and pain that you don't think that this 3 of Cups is going to happen, but it is, because it's here, right here. So yes, you are going to make it out the other side. You are going to get to that life that you've always wanted for yourself. Yes, just yes, yeah. And I'm going to leave it there, pile number 3. I was going to say pile number 2 again because I don't know what's happening to me today, but my teeth ain't in, my brain ain't connecting. You know, it's one of those kind of times. But anyway, pile number 3, everybody, if you're still here, I hope you enjoyed today's reading, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.